Oh man, still bills, what's the deal, man? Ain't nothing like some new edition, man. I've been on this new edition, any heartbreak since my Chicago trip last month, man. I love them dudes, man. I love their music. It just really puts me in a serious, uplifting state of mind, man. The energy is just dope. That New Jack Swing is my favorite genre of music, man. And you know they eventually segued into that sound, man. And just the late 80s and the early 90s R&B, even just, you know, minus the New Jack Swing sound. Every time I hear that, I just get into this nostalgic state of mind. That's the music I grew up on, man. So yeah, man, it just does something to me, man. My energy just spikes when I hear that shit. So, but yeah, man, we got to get into this shit, man. We got to talk about stanionius versus I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but butaev, man. I can't wait for this fight. This might be my favorite fight on the entire card. It might be. I might be a little bit more crunk about this fight than the Spence and Ugas fight. Honestly, I was super waiting on this fight, man. Like I said, it's a crime against humanity that this shit got bumped from the co-main event to a fucking feature that you don't even need. You don't even have to have the fucking. You don't even have to buy the pay-per-view to watch. Like, that shit is just ass backwards to me. You dig? I've explained it before. If one of them if the favorite loses, Spence is the favorite going into this match. If he loses, y'all have no other welterweight but to fall on. Ugas, no other welterweight. So why not segue him into a fight with the individual that you can't say, well, who the fuck is a stanionius? Who the fuck is a butaev? It makes no sense. And you would want those two. Spence is more than likely going to 200K, probably 250. You want the viewership from him for that fight. You want that to be a highly anticipated fight, and you want that to segue into the co-main event. Why the fuck are we getting Isaac Cruz versus Gamboa as a co-main? Fuck out of here, bro. I'm not even going into that again, man. Let's get into this, man. Stanionius, man. Both come forward pressure fighters. Stanionius is the levels of pressure that they apply is a bit, you know, it's a big stagnant because Stanionius is a dude who likes to be up in your chest, directly in your chest, in the clinch, in the phone booth, forehead to forehead. He operates very well in that, you know, in that range, man. The dude is man. The short hooks, the short uppercuts up the middle to split the guard. He has it there, man. Everything is there. Dude is a fucking workhorse. He's a hard knife for anybody, damn near. You know, he's a hard knife for anybody. That dude whew. And at first I didn't really see nothing outside of him just marching forward and putting his head in your chest and just going to work on you, man. I watched a little bit more footage of him, man. I see the footwork there. I see his ability to step around you and not just not step around you off, like, you know, for the sake of just straight up and down cutting angles, man, but just little shit like, you know, the little shit that, you know, you don't necessarily, you have to be trained, your brain has to be trained in that, you know, to do that in those type of situations when it's a certain immense amount of pressure being put on you. Like, you know, when we are battling for position in the clinch, y'all battling for position, just that ability to step around an individual to, you know what I'm saying, gain the proper leverage that you need and put him at an off balance and at a disadvantage. He can do that. He can do that. I saw that. You dig? I did see that. It's not like I didn't see like outlandish footwork because I don't think he's been in a position where he needed to apply it. But I did see that, his ability to step around you. I did see that, man. You know, the dude can work. He can work behind his straight shots. He can work behind, and he's a good counter puncher, man. Good defense as well. Now, Luis Collazo is, you know, he was a bit past it when he fought, but I was watching that fight, and, you know, he would load up in, you know, 5 or 6 punch combinations, and he's like, he catch him at the end. He catch him at the end of that combination with a hook, bah! And he was landing it flush, man. He's a good counter puncher. He's a pretty calculated counter puncher, man. I was like, yo, man, this dude is tough. I see why Ugas was, you know, hell-bent on getting out of that fight to go fight Spence. because you know he's a threat. he's a legitimate threat. Like homeboy ain't nothing to fuck with, man. I was watching it like, yo, man, homie is nice, man. But to get to butaev, first let me say this, man. I like the fact that these cats are, you know, these is Europeans, and they're coming over into this. You know, they're stepping into a division where they just come in to fight, and it's the, you know, due to the fact that the welterweight division is the most political division in the sport. These cats is coming over. They just want to fight. They just want to get in there and just rumble. I don't give a fuck about building up this fight. I'm trying to get in here and do the damn thing, man. Let's go to work. Let's go to work, man. I love that. And it, like I said, the welterweight division has been dominated by Black Americans for years, but with this particular stock, this particular generation, it's a lot more political. You dig? You know, just and it's to a fault. It's to a fault, and it just hasn't been as exciting as it was in this, you know, 2016 and on back, maybe even 2018 on back. It just started really to take a hit when everybody wanted to get politics involved and all that. Like, man, nah. I think what these dudes just bring is shaking shit up, because they, you know, and they're threats. That's the thing. These dudes are legitimate threats and can fuck around and be champions in the near future, the very near future, like the next year or so. You know what I'm saying? Like they have that. Like, these dudes ain't nothing to fuck with, man. So when I'm looking at I look at butaev, man, and I see you know, he's a dude, he's a pressure fighter as well, but his pressure comes from around about mid distance or whatever, man, so we can, you know, kind of get a little bit more leverage on his straight shots. And as the fight progresses, he'll take that step in behind those shots, man. But one thing that I think is real, you know, special about him is his lead left hook. He closes distance real well with his lead left hook, man. He's fast on his feet, so he can, he can leave his feet and land on his feet without actually getting caught in the middle of that and punished. I'm like, yo, man, this dude is a homie is a problem, man. Homie is a serious problem, man. He's, you know, man, I'm looking at that like, yo, and it's not like he does it throughout the duration of the fight, man. I was watching him, and it was a brother from Pine Bluff, I think, and he was like, the jab was, you know, second fiddle to the lead left hook with him closing the distance with the lead left hook. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who is this dude? And then when you go and you watch him versus Jamal James, the amount of weaponry he displayed in that fight in particular, I'm like, yo, this dude is gonna be a problem. Because, you know, he fought on PDC once before, I think, against the dude from Pine Bluff. But I don't think it was a fight that everybody, look out for butaev. I don't think it was like that until he fought Jamal James. I don't even think Jamal James had been stopped before. He's been in there with some good fighters. He won in your Danish Ugas. He's been in there with Ugas. So for a relative nobody to come in there and stop him and just wearing that and just completely outskill this dude was just kind of like, what in the fuck is this? Like, what are you serious? Like, I'm looking at the angles that the dude's footwork is real good. He had Jamal James doing the dance, bro. Like, Jamal James could not stay in front of him. He couldn't stay in front of him, man. And what was also confusing him was his ability to switch hit. It was confused. I'm like, yo, this dude is the goods, man. Like, what the fuck, man? What is going on here with these? Oh my God. I'm watching it, man. I'm like, yo, all right. Homeboy is a problem. Homeboy is a problem, man. So, as far as these two, they both have footwork. They both they both operate well in the clinch. Both have really good punching power. They have good punch variety. They have a variety of punches that they can get to the target. And I'm watching, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a really good fight, but I gotta go with butaev in this fight. I'm not so sure about a stoppage. I'm not so sure about a stoppage because these dudes, I just, none of them have been stopped. I don't know. I think they're both undefeated. I've never heard any of them being dropped before, so I won't jump out the window and say, yo, man, so and so by stoppage. But when I'm seeing from Butaev, the footwork, I think his footwork, is it's a lot more complex than stanionius. I mean, when you switch, the ability to switch hit put you at a bit more of an advantage as far as footwork is concerned, because you know how to fight going, you know how to fight with your normal lead foot going backwards and your normal back foot going left or going forward. You know how to fight like that, man. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to actually switch hit. Like I'm a right-hander, so I lead with my left foot. I don't think people get that. All right, man. Well, if I put my left foot as my back foot, I'm still gonna be, my brain has to comprehend the fact that I can't step forward with my left foot. I have to step forward with my right foot. You know what I'm saying? And I can't step back with my right foot. I have to step forward with my left foot. Or not, I can't step backward with my right foot. I have to step forward with my right foot. When you're used to if you're used to leading with your left foot, when your left foot becomes your back foot, you're still gonna try to lead with your left foot. What is gonna put you off balance? Because now you're not, you're going against the natural anatomy of your body, and you're gonna be galloping instead of, sliding your feet and everything, man. So that is a very much so difficult thing to achieve as a fighter, to become ambidextrous, man. And not only that, the angles, man, how he's able to operate from mid distance and consistently spin you, turn you off the angle and hook off of him. He was doing that all night on Jamal James. And I think that's going to be a little bit difficult for stanionius to deal with. Because stanionius is he's a pressure fighter, come forward type fighter, straight down the middle, but he can cut the angles and step around you, where Butaev can do it consistently throughout the duration of the fight under a certain amount of pressure in front of a certain caliber opponent. I gotta go with Butaev in this fight, man. The dude is a Swiss Army knife, being able to switch hit, being able to operate at mid distance, being able to close distance. You know what I'm saying? And behind the fucking lead left hook and knock the jab. That's the essence of Roy Jones Jr. right there. Fuck a jab, I'm gonna just step in with this lead left hook. That is Roy Jones Jr. to the core right there. So on that aspect, I gotta go with Butaev, but it is going to be a very much so fan-friendly fight. Stanionius could most definitely win the fight. I do think it's, I don't want to say 50-50. I think it's more like 55-45 in favor of Butaev, personally. I think it's more favorable to Butaev, me personally, man. I could be wrong, but that's how I view it. I don't view it as a 50-50 fight. But I could be wrong, because what I saw from Butaev, I see a little bit more complexity in his arsenal, man. I see a little bit more complexity in his arsenal. Nonetheless, it's going to be a very entertaining fight, and I can't fucking wait for it. And I'm mad that it's not segueing into the main event as the co-main event. I just think that shit is just so fucking criminal. I can speak on that shit all day. I can speak on that all day, how just unjust and stupid that is, and oh my fucking God, I don't know what's going on over there. Hopefully I'm wrong, because someone posted a screenshot of the card, so hopefully I'm wrong, and it still showed that they were the co-main event. I would really love to be wrong. I don't want to see that shit on regular network television. That shit deserves to be on pay-per-view. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. I just got up here to work. I'm finna go and clock in and knock this day out, man. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. And I'm I'm gonna tap back in with y'all fools later on, man. And that Spence and Ugas breakdowns coming later on. Peace.